Hi, folks. Welcome back to Full Bore Silver. Well, massive rallies off the bottoms on gold, silver, and commodities in general. Silver up 6-7%, gold 6% at the time of this recording. We've also got rare earth, uranium, lithium, chemicals, natural gas, oil. I am a fan of the chemical space. I've talked about the industrial gases, the chemicals. I like Linde. Dow and Eastman Chemical have had massive days back to back here. Yields, bond yields are also up. Japanese yields, they're buying back bonds. Nobody wants their debt. Same with the US, the 10-year. The US dollar is down. It looks like it could be forming a double top or a head and shoulders. It doesn't look good for the US dollar. You've also got the SPX and the NASDAQ getting crushed today, but across the commodity sector, everything is roaring. And you're seeing a lot of signal that we are in a commodity bull market. Despite any sort of manipulation or market day-to-day moves, zooming out, you see that commodities are what runs the economy. Commodities run industry, and increasingly the worldwide manufacturing base, they need the silver, they need the petroleum, they need the chemicals, they need the lithium, they need the uranium to power everything. So it's going to be interesting to watch. David Bateman bought $300 million more of silver between Friday's collapse and today. As we said yesterday, Gary Savage, $250 per ounce on silver is a piece of cake, and his target is $500 an ounce. Now, Scott Bessent came out and said gold price rising has helped us substantially. I don't really know who he's talking about. I don't know if it's his investment group, the United States, the dudes that hang out at his bathhouse. I'm not sure, but I agree, Mr. Bessent. It has helped Full Bore immensely as well. Now, I did receive a major negative signal on silver, and it has me questioning everything. I got an email this morning from JM Bullion. They're selling a new silver round. It's the Snoop Dogg Olympic silver round. The top might be in. I mean, this is a major signal for me. This has got me quaking in my boots a little bit. Snoop Dogg is going to be the unofficial coach of the U.S. Olympic team. Yes, Snoop Dogg, the rapper that celebrates pimping women and selling crack and doing drive-bys. I remember waking up before school in 8th grade and seeing Nothing But a G-Thang, the video, and I'm like, I'm in my nice Caucasian suburb at the time, and I'm like, do people really live like this in America? This is wild. I'm more of a DMX fan myself. I remember in a brave act of civil disobedience when he went through one of the highway tolls at like 85 miles an hour and then got arrested for it. But RIP DMX. And speaking of Snoop Dogg, who's on the Olympic coin, silver coin from JM Bullion, I don't know if you've ever seen him play in like the celebrity football games. He looks like a baby giraffe that just got born with the legs all wobbly. Like, he's probably the most unathletic black man in America, and he's going to be the coach of the U.S. Olympic team. So it looks like China is going to take all the gold medals this year. What they should do is give the United States paper silver medals as an homage to COMEX, because that's the system that we operate here in America. So that would be fitting, but it'll be interesting to see. I don't watch the Olympics. I don't watch sports ball. All I watch is fighting. But for the people the 14 or 15 people that still watch the Olympics, you're going to have Snoop Dogg as the U.S. coach. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. It's when you've got the drive-by retail and popular culture adopting silver, a little bit of a red flag there, but the charts look fantastic. We're forming another bull wedge here. It's up, it's a little bit of consolidation, and we just keep going up. They can't manipulate the world silver markets with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They can't do it with COMEX. They can't do it with LBMA. So we're going to continue to watch that. Jim Cramer called the rally off the lows a meager rally. Yes, very meager, 6-7% on the major precious metals. Then you've got the platinum group as well. So about $3 trillion in market cap was put on over the last 12 hours. So that's meager for Jim Cramer. Glencore sold 40% of their African copper and cobalt assets to a US backed group with an implied value of $9 billion. You tell me this copper rally isn't for real? I don't think so. Now, we have major gaps to fill from Friday's monster manipulation on a lot of names that I really like. Agnico Eagle, First Majestic, AGI, which is Alamos. Now, gaps fill 75% of the time. With that huge sell off, you just saw that drop off and it formed a gap on the candlestick charts. One commenter a few days ago wrote in with the very perspicacious comment, technical analysis and charting is only backwards looking. Yes, sir, you are correct. They have not yet developed candlestick charting that looks into the future. But what it does do is it's a great representation of investor psychology and how humans behave, because that is a repeatable pattern, and it has been used since the 1700s when Japanese rice traders invented doji candles and all the candlesticks and this method of analyzing market behavior. It is a repeatable pattern. It also allows you to zoom out and analyze these cyclical patterns. Say from like investing in a company like Reddit or Carvana to investing in hard assets and commodity companies. If you chart silver versus the SPX and you go back to the 1800s, we are coming out of all-time troughs. And the same goes for petroleum products, the chemicals, the gases, even stuff like timber, all the commodities. So it lets you zoom out and get a big picture view, because if you're just some robot that is watching CNBC every day and getting spoon-fed your news, you realize what comes out on the news is like 3 to 6 to 12 months old. I mean, that's why Debbie Wasserman Schultz was buying Hecla Mining before anybody had heard of Hecla Mining, because she sits on all these boards. They have prior knowledge. The Pelosi Stock Trader Index. I mean, these people are fantastic, either fantastic investors or they have prior knowledge before the news is disseminated out to propaganda firms like the Atlantic and New York Times and CNBC, etc. So that's all I'll say on the technical analysis. But we've also got Ashanti, Anglo Gold Ashanti, Aya, Barrick. Barrick has a gap to fill. Barrick is an amazing company. Not financial advice, but I think you know what I'm doing. B2 Gold, Buenaventura, Core, Equinox, G-Bug, the index, the Sprott miners, that has a gap to fill. Guanajuato Silver. So, Albemarle, difficult name to pronounce. I think it's a Dutch company. But you see that they have a gap to fill. And also there's a trend here. You look at Dow and Eastman Chemical. Albemarle does lithium and chemicals. And what's amazing is they have a major stake in the lithium deposits right under North Carolina, where that incredible inland hurricane hit and just decimated everything, and then everybody had to move, and now there's huge lithium deposits under there. It's quite a coincidence. So we've got these gaps to fill. They fill 75% of the time. So if you're an equities trader, you might be wanting to look into these. But again, we're going to have a lot of volatility. I do predict chop over the next few days, so we're going to continue to keep an eye on it. Thank you for watching, tuning in. Welcome to new subscribers. Please like, subscribe, share Full Bore Silver. We will talk to you soon.